Alright, take two. Second video. So we've got the face off, we've got the wiring harnesses disconnected to all the buttons and switches. We're going to take off the radio and all the buttons on the actual stand. So we'll get our drill here. And we're going to disconnect our two wires, which either one of those are perfectly fine. Put that in here. Okay. So the radio is disconnected. Now we're going to get the grounding wires here. To our positive and negatives. Those are going to go off over here somewhere. Red and blueies that go to that. That goes up to the top two there. So this now is actually going to stay there the way it is. This guy here is going to stay put. We're not messing with him. Radio's disconnected. That's good there. And now we take off the radio. Because that radio is actually going to be recessed on the new actual face of the stand. So we'll get our drill. This is over here somewhere. Alright, there it is. There's our drill. Working around the tight spaces here. Now what you can actually do is you can mark where the radio used to be. Okay? So okay, so the markings are there for the radio. And now we take off the radio. Because we're actually going to use the same face measurements. Well, I only have one screw in it. Okay. Shoot. Now the radio is off. This radio you can get from Ron. The person you're going to be talking to is Scott Freeman. This device here costs about $350 just for the face. Now the actual radio from the locomotive is over $1,500 to $2,500. Brand spanking new. You can find them on eBay, but they're real hard to find. Okay? So the radio is off. Now we start disconnecting all the buttons. The joys of buttoning. So what we do here is we unscrew the head of the black push button. Now these buttons you can get off of Amazon. They're two-way momentary style button switches. You take off the rubber gasket and then you unscrew the actual button. You see that? Momentary style. It goes back to the on or off position. So what you're going to want is get a pair of pliers. So I'm going to get some pliers. Alright, so you get some pliers like these. Blue ones, low hand pliers. You might need a bigger pair just in case, who knows. But we'll try it with these guys first. And what you're going to do is grab onto it, and if you got a good bite, give it a good unscrew. Yes. Let's go there. You can actually disconnect it on the wiring aspect. It says disconnected. That's disconnected. Okay. Then you can actually unscrew the whole device. Because I did tighten them up pretty tight. There we go. So we'll unscrew it from back here, make sure we got everything the way we need it. Pop that off of there. Screw that up there. Now it's gonna come off. There you go. Then you actually pop this sucker out of there and screw it back on. And put it all back together. So you've got the device actually pre-wired. And the way it goes is, for the wiring aspect, as you can see, hopefully, if I've got a clear view, as you see, you've got these two wires right here that loop. So I can actually press the button up or down and it'll activate. Okay. So my white line is the line that goes to the potentiometer. The black line is the positive going into the device. Okay. So we'll put that all back together there. That way we don't lose it. Put the rubber on it. And then screw the head in. Now for the button, this guy, he's pretty much obsolete. He's just for show. And reason being is because it's your horn squeech. So you can press it, and anytime you get to an automated crossing, the horn will automatically sound. We're not that high tech. So this guy's off of Amazon, a couple of bucks. You can get ones that are lighted up and have lights to them, such as this guy here. And on him, we're actually just going to unscrew and pull out that guy there. So we'll disconnect the wiring to it. Yes, we've got the wiring disconnected. That guy is the positive going into it. That guy is the ground coming out somewhere else. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll just unscrew this. And the reason being I had to use that piece of wood over the faceplate is because the actual switch was too big. So whenever we put the new one in, we're going to actually chisel out that opening. That way it fits the way it needs to. Or I use a smaller square just for the hell of it. Who knows? I'll see what I can do. Then we'll go to the next one here, which these you can actually just pull them off. It's all one piece, I believe. Yes, okay. So that actually unscrews there. So we're going to get the wires disconnected from him and the ground disconnected from him. Okay. We're actually just going to unscrew it. There's the actual button comes off, you see. Having a little bit too much fun there. Calm down, calm down. Alright, you unscrew it. These guys are actually decent build size units. So there's that, put that back together. Now this is a 4-way potentiometer switch, but it's actually made for a 2-way. So it goes down or up. Now I've got it programmed only for down, which means whenever I press down, it activates. It makes like a button press. So we'll put that back on there. And we don't lose it. Back on there. Make them nice and stiff again. Oh, I tell you what, we're having a good time, huh? Alright, we'll put that inside there. And then the next one. This yellow button's a push button. That's your alerter system there. And we're going to disconnect him, which is hooked up correct to the yellow ground common pop there. So that's all to the blue. So all our lines are on the blue line that are connected. The rest goes straight to the actual, the rest go actually to that. So this guy here you can actually unscrew off of there. You see that? You unscrew it. And then you get the device and you can unscrew it. I believe, yes. That was a little bit hard to get on there. So, because of the fact that it was that. So this is your momentary stall push button switch. It does screw onto there. Now, all these switches are actual 1 hole size. So on that guy, you see how I made the hole there? I was like, oops, I screwed up. Perfectly fine. The next one, we'll take the next off there. Which now we'll disconnect the power going off of that. Because those guys go to those, this guy goes to that. Alright, that's all going to be one piece there. That's disconnected and looped. Okay. Which the whole device spins, so what we do is just spin it, loosen it up, take off the rubber, the little ball thing right there, and we'll just take off the mounting bracket, put that back there. As you can see, this is set up for looped, so it can go down or up and it'll activate the switch. That's your sander. That's why I did that there. So if I really wanted to have it going one way, I could, but it's okay. So now I'll put that back together there. Make them stiff again. I don't know, I think y'all won't be able to handle these dirty jokes. I'm a plumber, so my sense of humor is very dirty. So, pardon my plumbing. Now I do the microphone button, this guy down here. Oh, don't know if you can still see me working. Yeah, you can pretty much. Okay, here we go. So now we do our microphone button here, which this guy actually hooked up a while back. Okay, so that guy you actually unscrew from the back, you can. And you can take it right off. Okay. And we put that button inside there. Now the wires to that guy already took off prior, so it's okay. Don't worry, we got it. They actually go to this long one over here. Yes. And that just clips in. You pop it in like that, and then you lock it. Pop. And it stays all together. Okay. Now the rotary switches, these are the fun ones because you actually have to have a small screwdriver for these guys. Yes, you have to actually have a small screwdriver for those. It takes a small Phillips head screwdriver. So, do I have a small somewhere. No. But it's alright. We'll take a break real quick. Pause. Alright, we're back. We're at 25 minutes, golly darn. Yeah, okay. So, taking these guys off here. What you're gonna need is a Phillips head screwdriver, a small one. These are rotary switches. And, oh, fuck. Okay, damn it, I need a bigger screwdriver. Because it's stripping it. Everything's freaking crammed in on top of everything. Boy, when you ain't got enough space, it's a bugger. Especially when things are stacked up on everything. Yeah, that screwdriver's not catching. So we're gonna have to get a Phillips head screwdriver here. Alright, regular Phillips, let's try that. See if that works, because we don't want to strip these screws. There we go. Now that's grabbing it. We're good. Wonder if it's coming out of there. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's out of there. Now you're going to use your pick to actually pop open the front seal, which is this cover plate here. Okay. I'm going to take that off. Which is quite fun I'm doing because golly darn, man. They make these things great without having to crack them. Okay, there goes. There we go. Alright, you see that? So use one of these picks. They sell them at Lowe's. $8 during the winter time. And now, behind it, you've actually got 4 Phillips head screws. So that mounts it to the actual wood. Now, these guys I'm going to have to actually get longer. So I got to stop by Ace and get some longer ones. Because with the... Or actually, I'm actually going to go the same. Yeah, we actually stay the same on these guys. Because I've got enough wood here for the actual installation aspect of it. Don't lose your screws. Don't lose your screws. The way that goes is like that. Pop comes right out, and there you go. So this is your... It's a rotary switch, and the way it goes is I've got it set up for whenever I turn it and I hit 2 clicks in the program, it is actually wired to be a button press, so it's got a delay of so many seconds between those 2 clicks to make it seem like I'm pressing a button. So that's the part of the programming aspect that is fun whenever you're doing this. So you've got your rotary switch, you've got your screws on both sides, and you're gonna hook up just like that, and that's actually the dead one. So it'll be used for the AC system though. So I'm gonna have power going into one of these banks. So we'll put all this back together here. No, we don't lose it. So we do not want to lose these things here. Alright. Now the faces, I'm not putting the face back on it because it's going to be a booger trying to get it back off without breaking it. I don't want to break it. Alright, let's get it back on there. As you can hear the kiddo in the background. Put that back on there. Screw that back onto there, which we're just gonna put him back here. So yeah, your rotary switch is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 settings pretty much. And where that goes is got him set at 0. Get the screwdriver in there, and we're gonna screw that in. And that's it. There's your rotary switch.